Greetings. Welcome to the Mid-Missouri Kayak Weather and COVID-19 report for September 2020. On September 4th, Friday at 1:15 in the afternoon, the temperature is 80 degrees. We're headed for a high of 82. It's very sunny. A few high clouds, but really it's very sunny. It's supposed to climb through the weekend to Labor Day, Monday, mid to high 80s for the weekend. And then rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then dropping off into the mid to low 60s for high temperatures. So that'll be decent. Yeah. I'm in one of the few shady spots in this area. I am on Binder Lake, at least around lunchtime. It's on pretty close to straight overhead. Binder Lake is a 155-acre lake in a 710-acre park. So it's roughly quarter square mile. It's about a mile long, quarter mile wide. So that 155 acres comes out to about a quarter square mile. The last time I was here was the only other time, and that was in July of 2019, a year ago. And so I thought, yeah, I'm going to come here. And the lake runs pretty much north-south with some arms going off of it, but a lot of those are choked up with water lilies. Now at the south end of the lake there is a culvert for a road to go across, and then it extends further, but it's narrow like a winding neck, like a wide creek. Some of it's choked up with cattails, a few water lilies. I went into that and paddled into that almost like being on a creek for about 3/10 of a mile. And then I came back out into the lake to continue my lap around the lake. Now the shores are probably 2/3 forested, and some lawn coming down to spots. And the far end, the north end, is a giant dam, a coffer dam. And look.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. There's a guy mountain biking through the park, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and there's a dam at the end to sort of fill this small valley with water. I think it's called Dickerson Creek that feeds it. So yeah, but probably a good half of it, of the shoreline or more, is water lilies. So I couldn't really hug the shoreline. In fact, sometimes I went out into the middle of the lake because there are some narrow spots and there would be some great blue herons sitting on dead trees in the middle of the lake. So that was kind of cool. Now at the south end, there are so much water lilies in the middle, it's like an island, as well as the ones around the outer perimeter at that end. So that end is probably 60 to 70% water lilies. Yeah, so yes, great blue heron. I've seen at least 4 of them. One of them let me drift like within 20 feet of it. So that was pretty cool. I think I've got some pictures, we'll see. 2 green herons, and so I don't see those very often, and there were 2 of those. Kingfisher, Canada geese, 1 white goose, and 2 others that I think I'm pretty sure are swans. They had some pretty long necks. So yeah. Oh, and 2 turtles. 2 turtles. So yeah, plenty of wildlife. Mostly in the sun, and yeah, I left my hat in the car, and I was not going to get back out of the kayak and go after it. So, but I have sunshade or sunscreen. Yes. So by the time I'm done, probably close to 2.5 hours, 3 hours on the water. Yeah. Yeah. 10:45, 1:45. Yeah, it'll be close to 3 hours on the water. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. So there you have it. That's kayaking. Binder Lake. Binder Lake. It's nice. Water's relatively calm. There was like a 2-mile-an-hour breeze earlier, so that I would try to drift up close to water lilies to get some photos. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. I mean, I got a few, but just enough that I kept drifting into them. It was hard to focus. Yeah. All right, so there you have weather, kayaking, and some wildlife thrown in. COVID-19. It was just a month ago, I think, August 4th, when I last reported. And Missouri was around 56,000 cases. We're around 88,600 cases now. Jefferson City, which was 356, 317, low threes. Yeah, well, in that month, we're now up to 903. 903. Yesterday's paper and the county's health website said 932. Today it says 903. So some people can't decide if they have COVID, I guess. Now, of those, about 57, I believe, are from nursing homes, long-term care facilities. And they, in fact, have 7 of the 10 deaths in the county. Yeah. And it's interesting because at the website they break them apart so that they give you the number 846, and then 57 are in nursing homes. So they keep the nursing homes separate. But the state's health commissioner, or whatever he is, has come right out and said, look, if people die while they have COVID, they died from COVID. It's one of the causes. So if you want to see underlying causes, go ahead. Well, guess what? COVID was an underlying cause too, because they'd still be here. Yeah. So there's that. Okay, so COVID. My health. Well, last time I talked about having an MRI, and I did have that MRI, and it came out clear. The doctor also had done some blood work. And as it turns out, I now take a vitamin D and a B12 supplement because I was not at acceptable levels. And one of the tests showed that I am low in thyroxine, which is a hormone that's produced by the thyroid. Now, my level of TSH, which I think is thyroid stimulating hormone, which comes from the pituitary, was just below range, but it wasn't low enough for him to be concerned with. Well, actually, he forwarded the information to my general physician, and he wasn't concerned about my low thyroxine. However, I am having full blood workup when I do see him in December to make sure that it's not any worse. So, otherwise, I guess maybe I'd be on another supplement. Yeah. Just a couple days after that last kayak, I think so. It's probably been close to 3 weeks now. 3.5 weeks. Yeah, what's the difference? I went head first off the bicycle. Yeah. As it turns out, climbing hills on a bike is really winding me. It's just like climbing stairs, which I've noticed lately, you know? And I got part way up a hill and I had to stop. I was on a greenway, which was a sidewalk, but it's like 5 or 6 feet wide. And I got part way up and it's like, you know what, I'm turning around. I'm going to coast back downhill. But I paused and I was slightly off on the grass, and when I decided, well, I better straighten out because my bike might block somebody, as I let it start rolling, I turned the wheel too hard and yep, I went head first. Got a doozy of brush burns on my knees, banged up my helmet. I was pretty disoriented when it happened too. So I sat down for about 5-10 minutes, got my wind, was not quite as lightheaded, and just proceeded to coast down a hill and paddle, yeah, because that's what I do, I paddle. So I pedaled back. So it's like I did like about a 5-mile round trip. So I am going to be putting the bike in the car. Actually, I still have it in the car. I'm going to be putting it in the car and driving it to the Katy Trail. I need to get back into riding that bike on long, because on the Katy Trail sometimes I would ride 15-20 miles. So I have to get back into that before I try climbing any hills. So yeah, that's the excitement here for health and exercise. Yeah. All right, so this has been your Mid-Missouri Kayak Weather and COVID Ken's Health report for September 2020. Ciao, folks, and vlog on.